So, after months and months of search, you found the perfect business. Did your homework, ran the numbers, and you drafted an LOI. And then rejected again. Have you ever felt like banging your head against the wall, wondering why your offer keeps getting a big fat no? You're not alone. Because here's the truth: a perfect LOI on paper still gets rejected all the time. Why? Because you're not just negotiating a number, you're actually navigating human psychology, legacy fears, family expectations, any seller who might not trust you just yet. In this video, I'm going to break down the real reasons business owners say no to your LOI and how to flip the script so they say, this is the buyer we've been looking for. So let's dive in. Hi, I'm John Stoddard. I help buyers close $33 million in small business acquisitions, and I've raised $50 million to fund deals. I help first-time buyers find, fund, and close their first business. If you're watching this, chances are you're trying to close yours right now, but the LOI keeps getting in the way. It's frustrating, you're doing everything right, and it still doesn't land. So today, let's fix that. Let's make sure your next LOI doesn't just look good on paper, it feels right to the seller, because that's what actually gets you to the finish line. All right, here's the hard truth. Sellers don't care about the highest price all the time. You might send an LOI for full asking price, and you still get shut down. Why? Because of what's underneath that price. Let's break this down. Are your payment terms too backloaded? Like think 10% now, 90% selling out, plus earnout? Or are you burying them in contingencies? Subject to lender approval, subject to your dog not barking, subject to a full moon. Is the structure all about protecting you and not giving the seller confidence? One of my students made a solid offer, full price, but asked for a 9-month earnout and added 12 contingencies. The seller said, feels like you're just testing the waters and I'm not interested. Boom, they were gone, picked another LOI. Now, here's where most buyers get blindsided. It's not just the terms, it's you. Ask yourself, did you talk about slashing costs and automating people out of jobs before even closing? Did you mention growth hacks when they're worried about retirement and peace? I had a seller once tell me, the guy made a fair offer, but I just didn't like him. Felt like he was buying a spreadsheet, not a business. That's huge. Sellers want a buyer who gets it, someone who respects the culture, understands the people, sees the company not just as cash flow, but as a creation. Charlie Munger once said, show me the incentive and I'll show you the outcome. Well, if the seller thinks your incentive is a flip and burn, they'll just shut the door every time. This one's simple but powerful. Emotion. You're buying a business, they're selling their identity. Like, take a few minutes to think about that. Maybe they started this thing 20 years ago in their garage. Their kids grew up with it. They know every employee by name. They know which customers are high maintenance and which ones always pay late. So when you drop a cold, lawyered up LOI or ChatGPT on their desk, they freeze. They pull away. They don't trust you yet. So before you send a single document, ask yourself, have you built any rapport? Have I shown and I understand what matters to them beyond the money? Have I talked about their legacy or just my upside? If you get this part right, the deal becomes 10x easier. If you skip it, your LOI is just another rejection and right into the wastebasket. So even if your LOI seems fair, the way you present due diligence can kill the vibe fast. Here's how you avoid some common screw ups. Don't ask for a full customer list and employee contracts before signing LOI. Don't have some clarity on timing, no boundaries, or being super vague. We'll want to look at all your financials. Cool. Which ones? You want to show the seller, I'm thorough, not nosy, professional, not pushy. And a pro tip, include a 2 to 3 week due diligence outline in the LOI. Like week 1, access to the P&L's balance sheet tax returns. Week 2, customer concentration, vendor contracts. Week 3, operational walkthrough, org chart. This shows you're serious without overwhelming them. Now, you're in this process. How do you fix all of this? Let me give you a playbook. Number 1, I start with a soft close. Before you send an LOI, have the conversation. You say something like this: if I were to put together a simple, straightforward offer, what's something that would feel fair to you? Let them talk. You listen. Take notes. Don't pitch. Don't pressure. Just absorb. That single conversation will help you write an LOI that speaks to them. Number 2, know their hidden needs. Not everyone wants a big check up front. Remember, they ask for a price from the broker. That's what they expect to see, especially if it's an SBA buyer. Some want peace of mind. Some want 6 months of consulting at half time. Some want to keep their GM in charge. Some want to avoid telling the team until it's signed. Write those needs, not just the math. And 3, be the buyer they trust. Structure the LOI like someone who wants to own the business, not just flip it in 3 to 5 years. Use simple language, conversational, state your intent clearly. Add a paragraph at the end that says, I'm committed to be respectful, transparent. If this aligns with your goals, I'd love to continue the conversation. All right. So a few final thoughts. Here's what most buyers forget. An LOI doesn't just say what you're offering. It says who you are. It says, I did my homework. I understand what you care about. I'm not trying to nickel and dime you. I'm here to close. Zero friction, not kick the tires. So if your LOIs are getting rejected, don't just tweak the numbers, tweak the energy behind them. Bring empathy, bring clarity, and bring your confidence. So if you want that full system I use to help first-time buyers go from zero to close, including deal structure, capital raise, seller psychology, grab my book. It's in the description on this YouTube video. It's $19.99. It's packed with real-world strategies that close deals. You don't need to send 100 LOIs. You just need to send the right one to the right seller. I'm John Stoddard, and I'll see you on the next one.